outside of school. I just decided to run home, just get out. Then I remember I forgot my brothers and sisters, and so I had to turn back around, running through the rest of the kids, running this way, trying to go back and go find them, and they were actually still waiting there for me. I still have nightmares because of the war. It's always a war, it's always a war, and I'm trying to find my way to get out. I don't have much of an option when the rebels coming by town trying to pick up, young boys to go join them. One of our younger brothers, when the rebels came in, they picked him up. So he was going with our other cousin, who was a girl. She was going and decided, no, I don't want to go. My family's back there. And they said, okay, fine, go to your family. And she turned around, and yeah, that was it for her.
Makes you turn around, makes you try to explain, makes you forgive and forget, makes you change, makes you change.
The war broke March of 1991, and I was already in the U.S., but I have direct family back in Sierra Leone who lived through the war. I lost a lot of friends and family during that cruel war. Others were physically and emotionally disturbed watching the enemies killing and humiliating many innocent souls. It makes me sad and emotional because my brother was a victim and my mother was molested and assaulted as well. The Liberian government wanted to overthrow the Sierra Leonean government because of the resources Sierra Leone contained. The Liberians, under the control of President Charles Taylor, wanted to take over our country and land for our resources, and because it wasn't allowed, our country ended up in a brutal 10 years of civil war.
Makes you turn around, makes you try to explain.
I could remember the gunshots in the backyard, and when my cousin called me stating that my brother was killed execution style in front of my mother. Thinking about that always brings back saddening memories, because I miss my brother so much, and it sucks that he was killed this way. The psychological impact is terrible on me and my mother's mind and heart, even though it's been long over 10 years. The community where I was from was family-oriented, and every neighbor is considered family. Everyone is either your brother, sister, aunt, or uncle. Back home, a neighbor has the privilege to discipline another neighbor's child when they do wrong, and the discipline is necessary. People lived in peace, and household doors and windows were open all day unless it was nighttime. The war affected the community by one person not having trust in another, and the comfort of leaving your door open was no longer comfortable. You never knew who the enemy was because the rebels were recruiting civilians involuntarily to join them. They were known as the RFU. The relief efforts were good, but not enough to help the minds of children and adults who are scarred by seeing many family members and other human beings like themselves injured and tormented. The war gradually ended when the British government intervened with their military troops, arrested Charles Taylor for inflicting and funding the Civil War on Sierra Leonean citizens.
Mark my words, give you all I got, in every way I will. You're the only reason why. Oh, I don't wanna live a lie. Mark my words.
The overall mood and attitude of the country is traumatized and scarred by the war. People tried to recover and pick up the pieces of bloodshed, looting, brutality, and viciousness that still lingers in the mind and body of Sierra Leoneans. Some parts of the world were sympathetic by providing aid, medical treatments, food supply, and shelter for those in need.
I'ma show you more than I ever could say. Mark my words, that's all that I have. Oh, mark my words, give you all I got, in every